Singapore guys are a lot uglier than the Singapore, like, a lot less attractive than the Singapore girls. So the standard is really very low.
What's up?
What's up? What is up?
And welcome to our coffee shop. I'm your host, Minute, and welcome to another episode of the KopiBros show, presented by the Chit Podcast Network. Now, for those of you that are tuning in via YouTube or any sort of podcasting platform, hi again. Thank you so much for giving us a try, for giving us a listen. We're just a trio that love to sing. No woman, no cry.
No cry.
More time. No woman, no cry.
No cry.
Speaking of criers, how's everyone doing? Are you doing okay? My KopiBros, Brendan and Paul.
Doing great,
Doing great, bro. Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night. Paul, you just had like back-to-back recordings, right?
Oh yeah, I was filming the football kaki.
Yeah, football kaki.
Just in 20 minutes ago. Yep.
Yeah. How was the episode? You all talk about Manchester United?
Yeah, we won the Carabao Cup.
Oh.
We won the Mickey Mouse Cup.
Mickey Mouse Cup.
Not enough to
we'll take the
pay
Mickey Mouse.
Not enough to pay half the week wages, but it's okay.
Yeah, like, win is a
We
win.
take it. Yeah, we take it. Yeah,
Take it,
it's
take it.
Yeah. But how y'all doing? Y'all doing okay? We don't normally record at night, so that you're like find it a bit different. Because normally we find some way to record in the day.
Yeah, because like to drink kopi, right? You can't really drink it at night.
Yeah.
Unless decaffeinated, right?
In the past I could, but then like once I reach 30, now I drink coffee at night. Whew.
Yeah.
1 a.m. my eyes open. Why am I still awake?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that, right? Like, how strong is the effect of caffeine for you at night? Like, is it like really very strong that you can't sleep until like what, 3-4 a.m. Like, or is
I
it?
think it depends on how tired I am.
Okay.
Like if I go gym, right, then if I drink coffee at 6, I still can sleep. That kind. Because my body is physically tired.
6 p.m. lah.
Yeah, 6 p.m.
Okay.
But there should be a cut off lah, like before 7. Anything after 7.
Yeah, I made a mistake.
Become a night owl.
What about ice? Like for example, ice milk tea, or like bubble tea.
Bro, bubble tea is the worst. I think the effect of bubble tea is worse than coffee.
What do you mean? Like the sugar level or what?
No, the caffeine from the tea, bro.
The tea, yeah.
Oh, okay. Not the sugar.
Plus the sugar. I think it's like both.
Oh, it's the
together.
sugar as well.
I think the sugar and the caffeine, I think both together just like packs a
Yeah, I drank the hazelnut milk tea, I couldn't sleep until like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Jalan. Because it's a large one, you buy the large one some more. The koi, large hazelnut milk tea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why
Actually, bubble
caramel
tea,
tea?
no
Wow.
joke. Yeah, bubble tea really no joke. As in, like, if you take
Because
it at night,
they brew the whole container, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how many tea bags you put inside.
Yeah, lor. I mean, like,
No,
but,
and the worst thing is like your body after is so tired, right? But your mind is just still so awake. It's just like your body just wants to go to sleep, but
yeah, it's just
So
like
end up you sleep too late, then in the morning you wake up like too tired, right?
yeah. But I find for myself, right, caffeine has like, I think no effect on how tired I become.
Oh,
And I find it's maybe
your body the receptor
yeah. I don't.
desensitized really to the caffeine.
Yeah, but I also don't know is it like
Drink more water.
I drink this more than water. But I don't know is it genetic or what, because my dad, right, he can drink like 6 or 7 cups and like in about 10 minutes he'll just like lie down and fall asleep. Like it's just natural genetics. It's just the gift from God. Whether you can sleep well or you cannot sleep well.
So it's you don't drink alcohol but you drink coffee.
Yeah.
It's not alcoholism but coffeeism.
Coffeeism, which is also not a good thing.
Coffee addiction.
Yeah. Speaking of how do I transition
Addiction.
over to this main topic?
Speaking of addiction.
Speaking of addiction and love addiction, guys, I just want to talk to you about this week's episode, which is the word "no woman, no cry." For this week specifically, we're going to be talking about, I guess, in very essence, the meaning of the word "no woman, no cry." I mean, the famous Bob Marley song, but to be honest, it has a lot of meaning, right? The subtext of the context of the words in the saying. Do you believe it's true?
Oh, wow, good question, bro. Like for me, no woman plus no baby.
No woman will cry. No woman will cry.
No woman will cry.
Yeah. But like, Yeah, okay. So for this week's episode, right, when you get into this topic, which is the No Woman, No Cry, we're going to talk about our personal experience with heartbreak. And then maybe we can delve deep into the topic of relationships and then whether actually is it better to be single or not, do you think? Yeah, okay.
The grass is greener, always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
All right, with that, let's go check out the grass. Let's get right into the episode. Okay, Brandon, seeing that you're actually the guy that wanted to become Hitch growing up, wanted to become a love expert, right?
Yeah, that was my dream in the past. So.
Yeah. How accurate is the saying "no woman, no cry" to you?
Like, especially now growing as we grow up, right? I feel like, especially it comes with age, lah. I feel like no woman, no cry, right? It's a saying will make a lot of sense when you're in your 30s. I feel like as you grow older, it differs. So it's the same thing as let me ask you, who do you think is harder on, right? The guy or the girl to be single?
Like
I believe in the.
But then we will say it's us because all three of us are guys, man.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah, in a way, it's a biased opinion to some, maybe to some who perceive it.
I feel like, especially now I reach this age, right? As look at the friends around me, right? You see, like guys in their 30s, right? They're not worried. It's like they're earning more money. It's like they're getting more established in their life. They're earning a decent income. Especially for Singapore guys, I have to say, right? Singapore guys are a lot uglier than like a lot less attractive than the Singapore girls. So the standard is really very low. Singapore guys are a lot uglier than like a lot less attractive than the Singapore girls. So the standard is really very low. So as a guy in Singapore, right, as long as you dress well, right, I feel as long as you dress well, you go to the gym, you dress well, right, your face like. You will be
enhance a bit.
Can enhance a bit. Yeah. You look more attractive with the clothes. I feel like the clothes in there makes a man. So it's like when you reach your 30s, right? If you're single, you work out, you earn, you make money, got money. Bro, it's like you wouldn't need to worry about whether you will have a dates in the week or not.
Yeah.
Because but on the opposite side, on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you're a female and you're in your 30s, I feel like it's a lot scary because your biological clock is ticking. It's like it's like you're aging and it's not in a good way. In a good way. Like men age like wine, but let's say if I want to marry someone and have kids, right? Let's say if I'm looking for, like right now, if let's say I'm 31 now, then I wanted to look for a wife to get married, to have kids with. If I have a choice, I wouldn't look for someone in their 30s or like even in like 29, 30, because like we date for 2 years, by the time they turn 31, then 31 to plan to have kids after that, it's a lot harder. It's like, you wouldn't mind you looking for like a 26 or maybe 25 who they're also planning to settle down as well also. So it's like, you have a lot more options, but for girls who are like 30 in their 30s, right, they will have a lot lesser options. So that's why I said, for guys now will be, I feel will be, no woman, no cry will make more sense for guys older.
For guys in the 30s.
In the 30s.
But Paul, what do you think? Do you agree? Coming from your perspective, because you're a single male, out of the three of us, you're the only one that is not attached.
Actually, this podcast is quite good because we have two opinions, right? One married man, one single man.
Yeah.
But the only thing is I'm not in my 30s yet, so I cannot really say on Brandon's view. But I do agree to a certain extent that he said that where guys now they will prioritize their career first. Like, because no one wants to get into a relationship if it's not stable, right? Like the guy's not earning stable income and all that. Yeah. But I do agree on the statement where he said where the girls are in their mid 30s if they do not have like the clock is always ticking for them. So maybe towards their late 20s they already like in a way have to rush in a way in a sense. But whereas guys are more calm. Yeah, but not calm until the sky will drop for you lah, But more, you can still focus on your career first. Yeah, as compared to like if I was a girl, right, at this age, maybe I will have to start planning already lah.
if they get pregnant, they are the ones that have to bear the time away from work.
Everything,
The guys are the ones that have to go
labor,
and-
yeah.
Yeah, the guys are the ones that have to go and make it their way. They can still continue to go and pursue the things that they want to pursue lah. So in a way, I sort of agree. But at the same time, like what you said, right? A girl, if a girl,
Try to walk on thin ice.
The girl, no, but you see, right, girls have a lot of advantage from like,
Yes.
from the age like 15 onwards, right, all the way to 26, 28, right.
Yeah.
They are the
Luxury of choice.
yeah, they have a luxury of choice. Because like I said, there are a lot more attractive girls in Singapore than attractive guys. Yeah. So really, guys,
You do survey, Survey, then you get all these numbers from.
numbers, especially in the teenage.
yeah, I'm sure if you do a survey, right, the number one comment would be like, oh, he's a nice guy.
yeah.
He's a nice guy, but then they will say this.
Yeah, but I wish he was taller. I wish he was, don't know. Yeah, lah. But I get what you mean. But if you were to ask it, like really just boil down to the word "no woman, no cry" itself, right? Do you really think that is it applicable to say "no man, no cry" also for a woman? Like, does a woman necessarily?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be I mean, like, it's amplified when it comes to a man, because the man is always the guy has always to be the one that's chasing the girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, in a way, yeah, women are like the people that are being chased, lah. So
Yeah.
What do you find in this
if you
culture?
chase and you don't get that, that's why you cry, ma.
Yeah, I agree what I say. But you say, like, for instance, in this culture, do you think that a woman necessarily needs to have a man in Singapore?
It depends on their goals and priorities.
Yeah, goals and
If they want
priorities.
family, then no choice, ma. You have to get.
But you can
But
say
if
the
you
same
want
for a
to
guy,
just-
what? The guy also needs a woman to have a family. Technically, right?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
But you see, right, that's the thing about Singapore, guys. Is it like it's all about your standards in life. Like, see, I have friends, right, who are in their late 30s, right. In the end, if they cannot find
Still
Singapore
single.
girls, right, no, they just marry like someone from, nowadays it's more common, like Thailand,
Laos,
yeah,
right? Laos, yeah.
Vietnam, because they like, and I can understand why they do that. Because
Your
like,
throat.
so I suddenly, I think maybe Amanda.
say wrong thing,
I
something.
say wrong thing.
Then-
Like, suddenly my.
Something poking his throat.
He got a buzzer, then this Amanda is buzzing the
Wearing the electric collar, you know.
yeah, on the ankle. On the ankle, we cannot see
It's
the.
like, you're saying the wrong thing. Like, oh.
But it's true, yeah. A lot of my friends also, they are like, a lot of their girlfriends are like from Malaysia.
Yeah,
or like,
yeah.
for like not from Singapore, lah. Yeah.
Because I feel
And
like
they're actually not very like, they speak very good English. They know how to like cook. They know how to take care of the house. And all that. So it's very, in a way, it's not very.
it's because
It's not a bad choice. It's not a bad choice. It's not nothing wrong with it. Also, yeah.
Okay, then I want to ask this question. Do you think that it is? Do we still desire that sort of like a woman who can maintain a house? Is that your still like a perception in your mind?
It's okay, bro. I can maintain my house on my own, no problem.
So technically, right? For you, honestly, it doesn't matter that much whether a
It
woman.
doesn't. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter because, like you said, like I'm all three of us. I'm the one that's single here. I have learned to be so independent where like, you know, it doesn't really hurt me if I don't have like someone to take care of me. You know, because I take care of myself very
But
well.
at the balance, right? At the balance, right? I feel like
Yeah, at the
for
balance.
like if like for example for girls, right? If they want to work, right? Then of course, you know, household we can split, and after you can, or you hire a maid. But like, for example, like if you tell me like especially I don't know why, like some of the girls in Singapore, they want to live a Thai life, then they don't want to work, but at the same time they don't want to do housework. Then it's like, so what's your contribution to the family? Like I would think
Just
like,
bear the kids. Just bear the kids, lor. I think.
yeah. But so it's like you see, right, in this day and age, right, bearing kids isn't like of course it's tough, like giving birth. Of course I'm not taking any pain away from giving birth and stuff, but
It's a very noble act.
It's very
it's a noble act. It's
a very noble
tough.
act, yeah.
It's more, trust me, I've seen it happen in real life, like POV.
Yeah.
First world experience is crazy. Like, it's like a miracle happening in life, but at the same time, like how you cannot just give birth and like that's your like your main contribution. Then after that you don't discuss like honestly. Then after that, the guy goes out to work and do everything. Then after that, while the wife just stay at
But
home.
if you take care of the kids,
so take care of kids. So I feel like it's like that's why the thing is you need to discuss with like you see what's your take, lor.
Priorities.
Like,
Yeah.
priorities. Yeah. So it's like you and your girlfriend / in your future wife. Like what's your plan together? Like are you okay? Because I know some guys, right? when they say, right, if you don't want to work, right, you want to stay at home, right, means you have to set, cause it's like, since young, you
earn the money yourself, right? Yeah. The guy has to earn the money himself.
Yeah. So if I give you allowance and I'm paying for all the household stuff, when you tell me you look after kids, it means you also look after the house. It means I come home, I don't want, like dinner has to be there, like the house has to be clean, like the kids all like settled already. So it's like, I come home, I don't need to worry about house, cause you are the homemaker, so you make the home a home. You know, so I feel like that's like, like fair,
Yeah. And being a homemaker is not easy. Different.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Especially when you deal with kids. It's like a whole different element added to the equation. You have to take care of the house, you have to take care of the kids. It's not easy.
Mad respect, yeah. So that's why I can understand why, like, nowadays, especially it's in Singapore, it's so easy to get maid. So it's like, kids, right, it's really how involved you want to be, but honestly, it's very important, yeah. Like what Paul said, it's really very important in the early years, to spend that time.
I agree. Okay, now I would like to bring up this thing about no woman, no cry, right? Because to be honest, the context of this whole thing is actually heartbreak, the meaning of the song. So I would like to ask you a few questions regarding heartbreak, okay? And maybe compatibility in relationships. So first off, right, the number one thing that people always point to when they say that the relationship doesn't work is that, we're too different. Or like maybe it's like we just cannot get along. Do you know what I mean? It's always the not compatible. Okay, so I want to ask you guys, do you think that opposites attract, or do you feel that it's better to be similar, like similar personalities? Because I can speak from my personal experience, right? My wife and I are completely opposite. And I think it's very obvious that we're opposite. Like our love languages are different, and the way that we communicate is also different. She's an extreme extrovert. I'm an introvert. Like it's just very different personalities.
Yeah.
But at the same time, also when I look at someone like Brandon, you and your wife are both extroverted, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and your personalities, would you say, are quite similar? Like fun-loving, outgoing people?
Yeah, almost, slightly, very, very similar. Yeah.
Okay, so
almost
maybe,
all aspects.
Yeah, so maybe from your perspective, right, because you've been through like relationships and all this and heartbreak, right, do you find that it's better to be similar or is it better to be
opposite?
Yeah.
Opposites,
if you have to pick either or, I don't want like a middle ground.
Yeah.
No, honestly, right, I give you just like my take on this first.
Okay.
Like I feel right, it's just that you confirm need some like middle ground because you need to have something to talk about. Yeah. So if you're removing that, right, if our basis is that, right, there's some middle ground, there's some conversations that you all can have. You all both like certain similar things. You all can, like everybody in Singapore like to eat food, fine. So, but I feel like especially when the more opposite you are, right, I might take on this, especially like I've went out with people who are very, very, very different from me. It's just that the more opposite your personalities are, as well as your likes and your dislike, your love languages, right? You have to you struggle a lot more. You have to go through a lot more fights than someone that you're very similar with. Because when you're very similar with someone, both your mindset and your goals and your decisions, you are you're understandable. You understand each other a lot more. Easier lah. So you don't have to go through that much fights and arguments to understand each other, to reach a common ground, to compromise.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah. Also,
like, let's say, for instance, you, Brendan, your relationship now, do you fight with Amanda often about like trivial things or whatever? Seeing that your personalities are similar.
Yeah. So that's why I said our fights are literally trivial things. So it's not really fights. We just bicker just for the sake of it's like not for the sake of it, but it's just like this like hey, I told you to put the towel back, or like she'll tell me I told you so many times to put back, and then I was just like, I know, so sorry. That's basically our fights. It's like honestly we don't really fight because we understand each other a lot. So it's like I know where she's coming from, she knows where I'm coming from, she knows like my personality and her personalities are roughly the same. Yeah.
Okay, then now can I ask maybe both of you, right? Have you all been in a relationship where you are the opposite of the partner?
Yeah.
Or the other partner is the opposite of me?
Yes.
The same? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so, yes lah. Because I've been in a relationship where just like you, Milet, like the partner is extroverted, very extroverted. But I'm like the super introverted kind. Yeah, like you said, if it's very, very, as the more opposite you are, right? Like what Brendan said, the harder it is to find the middle ground. As compared to someone who you are like have similar or like compatible.
More
Because
similar.
your mind, like what you said, like you say your direction of thinking is always they always lean towards the same answer or like have the same reasoning to certain things. But as to someone who is completely opposite of you, it's quite hard, I feel. Always end up one person has to compromise more, I feel.
But what I would say also, right, to say about opposites, right, it's just that because you all fight a lot, right, the good thing about being opposites, right, is just that you all help each other grow a lot more.
Yes, I was going to say, yeah.
So that, So I was good, like, honestly, like, especially knowing me that from since young, right, it's like, you can tell, like, literally, like, I've been there from almost the very start from the relationship to now. It's like, you can tell, like, they really push each other to grow, like, a lot, like, to pass their comfort zone. Because the thing is, when you and your partner are very similar, right, you all don't argue much, but the thing is, you all don't know what is that, or like, you all don't go to the opposite spectrum. So it's like, you all,
Correct.
Yeah, you all don't, like,
you don't
learn
know what
as much from
puts
each
this person
other.
off.
Yeah.
And then how you react to that or that, right? Yeah.
No, you don't learn as much from each other. It's like, you don't know, like, like, this person is introverted, but the thing is, he has, his one-on-one connections with people are very, very good. And, this person's mindset is like this because, like, he values, like, the one-on-one timing. But usually super extroverted people, they, like, for example, for me, I'm like, in the past, I used to be very, very, very extroverted. Now I with age, I tone down a bit. But I used to appreciate group settings more than one-on-one. Because, and you, as an extroverted person, you enjoy the attention. You enjoy speaking to a lot of people at one time. You enjoy the crowd. You enjoy the, like, wow, like, so many people over here. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that my wife did that really pushed me, right, is that because I'm a very, very, I was a very non-observant person. I was very absent-minded. So I would easily forget things or very, not detailed, however. So she would make it a point to, like, continually push me about this specific thing, right? To the point where I think that I'm really very observant in terms of reading personalities, or like EQ situations or whatever. So it's like one thing that is my, I feel that if I wasn't in a relationship where I was with an opposite person to point out all of my flaws, right, this is a thing that I wouldn't be able to have, lah. Yeah, I don't know, maybe can you all speak from this from your own perspective, right? When you're with someone that's opposite, do you find that you have but I also understand, right, you have to have not say courage, but the desire to change also. You must want to have the desire to change your personality also, correct?
Yeah. No, actually, that's why I say it will be a lot harder, Lord. It's like,
you must recognize.
Yes, recognize. And
you must, like, it's not easy because you have to
accept, like, your flaws.
Like, certain things that you use, because, like I say, the more opposites, the more different you are, the more you rub off each other the wrong way. So it's like, certain things naturally irritate you a lot because you don't understand, because you're not like this. Then you have to learn to accept it, or you learn to accept it, or you change the way you are to be more like that, to find, like I say, you compromise and find a middle ground. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's about what effort you want to put, yeah. Okay,
but the one other thing that comes with being in a relationship where you're opposites from each other is that I think in most cases, there's always one person that will have to sacrifice more than the other person. Wouldn't you guys agree? So in a way, there's the 50-50 is a myth lah. Like
90-10.
90-10. Wife, I didn't say I Paul say it.
I never say who 90.
Yeah, because I'm an alpha. Top G. All right, but okay. Okay, the thing about, let's say, compromising, right, is that often it can come at the expense of being a pushover. Correct? So you get getting pushed over too much. Now, there's a very famous saying, of course, that is that what nice guys finish last. Correct?
Yeah.
So would you guys classify, okay, judging by our personalities, the three of us here, right? Will you guys say that we are more nice guys?
Betas! Ain't no pants here.
Yeah. I'm wearing a skirt.
I actually have a virgin. No, never mind. I don't say it.
I have both.
I swear. I have both. Yeah. But do you guys think that this saying is true? But do you guys agree? Nice guys finish last?
Always, bro, always. I think so.
That came from the heart.
No, because if you see like this, like people that, like Mothership, all this, right? They will always go like or like Orchard and interview people. Mm-hmm. Right? Then they'll say like, do you want a guy who is constantly like available when you talk to him? Always like buys you drinks, like just always look after you, like, or do you want someone who is like harder to attain. You know, like you have to, the guy has to chase you. Then it's like a push and pull. A lot of people say I rather the second guy. You know, that kind.
But why? I don't understand why.
If the guy is too available, right, then they will feel that
they'll feel like I can get
it's like not fun.
No, I can get.
We're not saying not fun. It's like I can get him.
I can get him
There's
anytime.
no excitement.
No, because to them it's like anyway.
It's right.
Girls,
I can
like,
get him anytime.
Yeah, like I can get. I try for a harder guy first, like a good looking, earns a lot of money, like a top G. You know, like wow.
If fail, then I go back to the other guy.
The nice guy. There'll always be nice guys around. I feel like that's the mentality of it, but. Yeah. So, but end of the day, I feel like the cause I didn't used to be that nice of a guy, but now I am.
I mean, I think in general, it's just like we always want what we cannot get, you know.
Yeah, which is true. But end of the day,
it's true.
I feel like the saying nice guys finish last, right? But nice guys always get the laugh last. I always feel that because the thing is,
Ooh.
like end of the day, right? Most of these nice guys, right, in the end, they last the longest. And when they get into a relationship, right, it's usually like for marriage. And you know that there's no doubt in their mind. Yeah. And their relationships are not as messy. I feel like there's always a price to pay, especially if you're talking about like you want to date around a lot or you want to go out to seek multiple relationships. Or then you just like, you know, like what the people nowadays is very common. I want to explore the field, especially now everything
open relationship.
Open relationships, yeah.
I can be talking to you, but we're not exclusive.
We're not exclusive,
yeah.
We're dating. But which I know, like, it's like, I understand that, like, we're dating, it's nothing serious yet. So it's like, I need to know my options, especially with, like, now, like, I never ever, like, use Tinder soap to this extent. And now with Coffee Meets Bagel, it's like, you can be talking to so many girls, because everybody is just on your phone. So it's like, you don't even need to meet. Last time you have to, like, physically meet a person to, like, only after that, then can you get their contact number, then after that, then can you, like, start talking and go out on dates. No, you can, on Coffee Meets Bagel and Tinder, everything's so easily accessible. So it's like, you know, when you date around,
Telegram.
Telegram. Wow, Telegram. I never give my number. I just give you my Telegram ID.
Give my tele username, yeah.
Tele username.
No, but
because it's a very good smart. It's not a smart way. It's like it's not a very straightforward way to ask you for your number, ma.
Correct.
It's like I give my tele, so it's not. I don't lose out a lot, you know. There's nothing sensitive information.
It's the same as like I get your Insta ID first. You know? I can't put it on Instagram because for most girls, it's like thousands and thousands of guys probably follow them, random people, hundreds of guys follow them on random people. So it's like, at least you met me before, I follow you on Instagram. Then from there I DM you. From there they DM you, you know.
They have a lasting like memory of you, rather than some random guy that follow them on Instagram.
Rather than you try to get the number, then you fail. But like I say, all these things comes. I feel like, especially even for guys, right? Like when you date around a lot, right? It comes with a cost, Like I've known, like most of the guys I know, right? They have only been in one relationship, and it's like they waited to get to like let's say they waited for the right girl. Then only maybe at 22, then they get into their first relationship. Most of my friends who are like that, right? They're getting married already.
But the girl also wait 22 years,
No lah. It depends. So, these guys, right? They wait 22 years, right? Especially, don't say like they are forced to wait. You know, I'm not talking about the guys who are like they have no choice but to be single. You know?
They just feel like the time not right, or like the time is right,
or they want that one person,
Yeah, they are waiting for the right person. Like for example, I have a cousin he's good looking. He's quite nice. Maybe he's a bit awkward, but he has girls that like confess to him before. Like there's no reason for him to like not be a girlfriend. Like if he really wanted a girlfriend, right, he could have just said yes to like a girl who confessed to him, and he would have gotten a girlfriend already. But he didn't. He waited he waited. It's an idea of that. I've waited 20 years of my life for the right one already. There's no point in rushing, like getting into a relationship just cause some girl like me, you know. So they really wait, and they really want to wait until they find like someone they really like and see someone they can really get into a relationship with, get serious with, then they move forward. So in the end, the girl that she went for also no boyfriend before. So their first relationship, getting married now.
One time settle, right?
Yeah, one time settle. Yeah. No, and their drama is like I said, you keep your drama to a very bare minimum. Because I feel like the more relationship you've been in, right, the more baggage you have. And the more baggage you bring over to your next relationship, where you need to, sometimes it's like, you need to settle that first. So it's like, you know,
Then you're not being fair to the next person. So.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's say for instance, right, when you say like a nice guy finishes last, or I mean like a nice guy has the the last laugh.
Last laugh.
Yeah. But do you find that by being too nice, your partner takes you for granted? So it's like the nice.
Yes, in a way, I think it's not just in relationship, in just like in friendships also, right?
Yeah. So
in general,
like,
too
nice. In general, yeah. Like let's say for instance, you do things that are nice, but it becomes normalized that you do it. So in a way, it's like
then when you stop doing it, you become the bad guy.
Yes, correct. I was gonna say something. Yeah.
Correct. But I feel like there's a borderline. I feel like because like there is a lot. I feel like in a lot of Singapore relationship, right? A lot of guys just like to take the back seat. So it's like everything my wife settle lah. My wife want to plan whatever, my girlfriend want to plan whatever she plan, she do. She want to say whatever she say. I just want to watch my shows, watch my soccer, play my game. Do whatever. Yeah, I don't want to argue, but so they don't put in like I said, they are not really very present in the relationship. So it's like I feel like it's like a okay trait because like more like I said, you put in 100 like there's no such thing like 50-50 I feel in a relationship, like a lot of people say it must always be equal. Like last time your friends tell you, oh your girlfriend's not trying for you, you must break up with her. You know, you put in so much effort for your girlfriend, then your girlfriend never put in effort for you. This is bullshit, bro. If I break up with you.
Yeah. No, okay, that's the thing about relationships, right? A lot of the time is how to say it's about change. Like, correct? Let's say you have to adapt to your partner, or like you like how much is your partner willing to accept or like change for you lah. But do you think that you should change for your partner, or do you feel that you in a way also you should accept that your partner is like this, or you should accept me for who I am, which is a lot of what people leave a relationship for, because they themselves don't want to change, and then they expect their partner to change for them.
Wow. So I think double standard is the worst thing in a relationship.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, but let's say for instance, do you think that people should change, or do you think that...
I think certain aspects, yes. Yeah, like if you must change to make the relationship better, then why not? You know, I think it's a good thing to change lah. But if you are reluctant to change just because based on your own, like you're just reluctant to change for the person, then I think it's very wrong of you also.
Okay, but there are a lot of people, right, that they say like, I just can't change. Do you know what I mean? They say that I can't do it. I can't do it because my personality is like that. I just cannot change for the...
Especially in this day and age, right, where, you know, especially I feel like in US, especially in like Western media, right, they always accept you for who you are. Don't let any people change you. Be it for girl, like, why should you lose weight? You know, you're perfect the way you are. Like body positivity. It's like, I'm fat, I have a problem, man. Obesity is a real thing. My cholesterol high, but these people want me to die, man. I'm like, what the hell is the matter? I'm okay to be fat. What nonsense is that? So I feel especially nowadays where a lot of Western media it affects especially sometimes I talk to the younger people, their thinking is like when they're speaking about their relationship, it's like, you know, like I'm mean like this, you know. That's why my close friends are very close, but those people who don't like me. I'm just like this kind of person. Then I'm just like, but
why must you say these kind of things?
I'm like, but you mean you want to be like this forever? That means you don't want to, as you want to teach these things to your kids as well. Like, just do whatever you want, whatever you feel like doing, right? You do it. You know, if you don't feel like hugging mommy, don't hug. If you don't feel like saying I love you, don't say. If you don't feel like, so it's like, what, you know, like I was telling, like I was sharing with my friend before. Then what's the difference between you and like animal? Like the whole reason why the main difference is that we have self-control. Like I'm angry, I don't lash out at you. I control myself. I don't shout. I don't say with like super hurtful things because like I know that it will hurt you. I know that this is because I'm angry, but I shouldn't do it. Like certain things I feel like you cannot change lah. Like certain things like really cannot change is like your personality or like your if you love someone for being extroverted, you just pick certain parts of the extrovertedness and then you just like, oh, but these parts actually you should be introverted lah. You know, that's not really fair lah. You're like, I love you for being outgoing, but can you please don't talk to all these people? Like don't talk to girls, but only talk to guys only. Then it's like, you're just like picking what you like only, but at the same time, I feel like in a relationship, you all have to always strive to be like better, make each other better. And then for what, if you all get into a relationship, it's like you bring out the best for each other, right? But if you don't want to change, then means you don't want to become better together, right?
Yeah, I agree. But Paul, what about you? Yeah. Like maybe in your past relationship, did they ask you to change certain things or whatever?
No, it's just very like what you said, like is how I am like that. I cannot change. You know, it's like I made this way. I cannot, you cannot expect me to change.
Something
the
you
way want me
experience lah,
to
like
be
your...
like you, yeah. Yeah, it's like that lah. But then, how do I say But it comes to a point where you feel like, okay, the person cannot change, right? Then I will have to change for the person. Yeah, then it's like, it becomes a very one-sided thing really. Like you say you do all the things, you do all the nice things for the person, then it becomes like a normal thing.
Yeah.
The moment you stop doing, then they will feel like, hey, like why you change? Like why you become a bad guy, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Then it becomes like rather than like an act of initiative, becomes like an expectation.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Then that's where it's bad, really. But to me, it's because all the time I wanted to be like, be kind rather than be right. Like, if I can be right, I can just argue with you all the time lah, no problem.
Yeah.
Until someone like gives in lah. But like you said like what Brendan said, a lot of guys like to just keep the peace. They don't want any drama in the relationship.
But
yeah,
I feel like
why fight unnecessarily, that kind, over small things.
Yeah. But actually, Paul, right, I wanted to ask, like, since you were talking about your about change, all this,
yeah.
So for you, right, do you ask your partner to change certain things also?
Certain things, maybe
and I definitely
brought
you
it up,
feel uncomfortable, or maybe things that
So I did voice whatever I was feeling that time.
Did your partner say so did your partner say like, my personality is like that? It's like, can I change?
It's like there was a lot of eyes, I am like that. You cannot change the way I am, I am this, I am that. You cannot expect me to think like how you think. Then like, then how to argue really, right? Like,
very hard. Hard.
Then can I ask you, do you feel very hurt that she felt that you felt she couldn't change for you?
Because to be honest, a lot of things where I feel I can tank, right, I will tank. Like, I tahan, that kind. But if certain things where I feel like it's unacceptable, right, then I will voice it out. And then she will say like, oh, maybe not. It's not me, this is just how I am. If you cannot deal with it, then so be it, that kind. Yeah, so I did voice out, but I didn't see much change lah. Yeah.
So in a way,
that's why
you were forced into accepting that her personality is like that lah.
Yeah, that's when the dynamic of the relationship changed lah. You feel because you feel like this is a different person lah.
Yeah.
Right. Like I had to voice it out. And then I see the ugly side of the other person, in a way lah. Because that's why men don't like to open up. Because men, they scared.
Yeah, open up,
they become vulnerable. Then it will be used against them, that kind.
Yeah.
It's very common and very true.
Yeah. But going into the relationship, do you know that she's like this personality? Like the opposite side is like
definitely not lah. Yeah, because
okay, but like
in a relationship, two become one, right? Yeah, so. Two become one, ups and down. You slowly start to see everything. Then, going in, but like to answer your question, going in, I did not know a lot of things lah.
Okay, but you know, like from the surface level, her personality is different from yours. Like, because you're saying that it's extroverted.
Yeah, we are actually quite opposite. Yeah. But I don't know why there's just like some
attraction.
When we're together, right? It's like the balance is like good, that kind.
Okay. But so maybe you felt like the personality is different, but to you, the relationship was like
it's like she balanced me out, I balance her out in certain aspects. So which is quite nice lah,
Yeah. Which is how I feel in my relationship lah. It's like the
correct. Yeah,
balance out.
It's like if you're introverted in most situations, but your partner brings out a little bit of extrovert. Like you can be extrovert in certain. You can be more comfortable in like situations where you can be extrovert lah.
Okay, but so Brandon, for you, right?
Yeah.
Because you're an extrovert person, correct?
Yeah.
Were you in a relationship with an introverted person?
Yeah.
To my knowledge, yes.
Yeah. So
I will not name drop.
Yeah, but like, at the end of the day, like I said, it's all about your taste and your standards lah, and like the things that you like. I feel like you have certain like what's that criteria of like someone you're looking for.
You always have this like green flag, red flag, all this.
Something
things you're looking for. Things you're looking out for.
Like for example, my biggest I say to some people it doesn't matter to them, but it's like I always share this with my friends. Just like I'm very different. I'm extroverted. I host a lot of friends. I go to a lot of parties. As like last time, like friends parties, like out gatherings and everything with different friend groups. One of my criterias and my for a girlfriend and a girl that I was looking for is that if I'm at a party, right, you can be on your own. That means like you don't have to be sticking with me like 24. And like I said, I can understand introverted girl, right, would be very uncomfortable in a new setting with new people.
I'm uncomfortable in a new setting.
So
and I'm a guy.
If I bring you with me to meet everybody for the first time, usually an introverted person will stick with me and like make sure that, because I'm their safety net. I'm like the only person that they know here, so that I feel comfortable here with you. So they will follow me around. But as an extroverted person, I really dislike that. Like, in the past, like I didn't understand. I wouldn't understand why you have to keep sticking with me. Like, make friends, like
very clingy,
very clingy. It feels very clingy. I'm going around socializing because in the past I used to host I'm the one hosting the gathering. So I'm hosting people. I cannot be, hey, are you okay? Like, okay, what do you want to eat? But at the same time, I really go to every different friend. Like, hey, what drinks for you, bro? Or like, oh, hey, food for you? Have you eaten? So it's like it's very tiring for me to have like someone clinging on to me while I'm still like hosting people. So my criteria was that. So that's why the first few times, like I said, in the past where I went out with an introverted person, I understand. Like I said, it's very hard for them. So like to me, that's the reason why, like when the person that I ended up with was with Amanda, who is so comfortable with in group settings,
extrovert situations.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. She will find someone. Like, I don't know. She really does it to the point that sometimes she like I'm ready to go home, right, or like I'm ready to go, right. She's still there talking. I'm just like, hey, I'm tired. I just met for the first time. Enough already.
I still remember when I first met her. I was like, oh, like she's like completely very social. Like I feel like I've known her for very long. Like, you know what I mean? Like that type of,
she gives you that vibe. She gives you that vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I've talked very long. Yeah, female Brendan.
Female Brendan.
Yeah. So that's why I always but I feel also that what do you all think? Like last time I always hear when I was younger, right? Especially for there's a line that I used you say a lot when last time when you break up, right? It's like you're the right person, but it's at the wrong time.
I don't think.
What a load of bullshit!
Wrong time.
What a load of bullshit!
These are like friends, Friends. Friends.
That's as good as the I'm the problem. Not it's me, not you.
It's me, not you. It's you, not me.
I feel like sometimes, like you don't ever went through that. Like for example, you go dating, right? But it's at a time where it's like a very bad timing. It's like you all both are going through a lot of things. Like for example, like she just so happens like she have to like go overseas for work a lot, or like like I said, it's just a timing that's very bad. Like you are busy and she's very busy, or like for example, like one of my friends' relationship, the breaking point was COVID, the lockdown.
Yeah, so I have friends also I don't know why, like during COVID a lot of people break up.
Yeah, it's the same as Ami. Army is similar. No, it's similar because army there's separation lah. There's like there's a forced separation.
This is prolonged. So it's like army is like Saturday, Sunday I can still come out and see you, and like Monday to Friday we're still texting. Then Saturday, Sunday it's like it makes the reunite when we reunite, right, so much more worth it, and we can go on dates and everything. But now it's like for a lot of people during COVID, right, it's because they can't go over. The main thing is, they couldn't go over. That means both parents like don't allow like the opposite parties to go over. So it's 2 months worth of like no physical contact. It's just like Zoom or like Skype
or all this. Yeah.
But a lot of relationships couldn't. I not say a lot like there were a few of my friends that their relationship couldn't take that punch. It was really really unexpected. The COVID 2 months break suddenly out of nowhere. So I say that's why some people say bad timing, because like imagine if you're at the start of a relationship, right? You all are still like building the bonds, you all feel
the foundations,
memories, the foundations of your relationship. And this thing happened, right? When you all are both, let's say your physical intimacy is very important to both of you, like it's usually the love language is either physical intimacy or quality time. Yeah.
To answer your question, right, Brendan. to me, if someone wants to, let's say, break up because of, let's say, you have to go overseas, or
Then-
I feel it's just an excuse for you to have a clear conscience and do the things that you want to do. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like I don't want to be in a relationship so that I have a clear conscience and I can do the things that I want without being status in a long-term
Tied down
relationship.
by you,
Yes,
yeah.
correct.
That or you give up easy. Like you just don't want to go through the hardship of, like, for example, that for you went Philippines to for work. No issues, right?
I mean, there are times where it's difficult because
Rocky
not
lah.
say rocky, but like her love language is
Hard to
quality
communicate.
time. My love language is touch.
Yeah.
So it's like with that separation, you feel, of course, Then but I found that it was the struggles were more personal struggles. It wasn't relationship struggles. Like for instance, it was me, like mentally, I find it very difficult to be alone there without my partner. So it's like a personal struggle. But at the same time also, I guess when you came back, it made it so much sweeter lah, in a way. Like you say, the absence makes the heart grow fonder lah.
Fonder.
Yeah. Okay. But like, now that you say that, right, do you think that in relationships, love is enough to sustain a relationship? Because like what you're saying, right, a lot of the times they love each other, but they say, I love you, but the timing is not right. Correct? Yeah.
Correct,
Do you agree with this statement that love is enough? Love will keep us alive? The eagles.
No way. That's bullshit.
Like you see a lot of people, all those old married couple, right? They say, love is something you only believe when you're young, right?
Good one, man.
It's true, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because after a while, you see the person day in, day out, then it becomes like becomes like the responsibility, you know. I need to do I need to be responsible for my partner needs to be responsible for me.
Reason why I feel like you go through premarital counseling, right? It's very, very important.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
To really see whether you like compatible.
Not just I feel like it's not so much on compatible. Like after, if you are going for premarital counseling already, right, you're to a certain extent, right, you already feel that you're compatible because you all love each other enough to get married. You all love each other to choose to go for premarital counseling. So you are like, you all already feel the chemistry there. You already feel that much in love already. Like the first thing that first few times that I met the both went through the counseling, right, they asked me to write 10 things I love about Amanda. Then after that they asked me. Then I write already, like, oh, she's very kind, she's very she's very outgoing, everything. Then they asked me, what if she's no longer these 10 things? Will you still love her? Then I was just like, well, how to love this person if she's not kind, she's not outgoing, she loves family, maybe she hates my family. Like how to love this person? It's very hard. No way. But then they tell me, but people change. So they were telling me that, but people change the relationship. So are you saying that if the person changed, you no longer love, then you give up on the relationship, you give up on the marriage? Then what does it say about you? Then I was like, wow.
Yeah. Now, a lot of times in Christian culture, it's because it's very against the idea of divorce. Correct? Which is like, I mean, it's, if you get married, you don't divorce. Which is in the Bible lah. Do you feel that the religious layering over this thing, or the Christian, because like, for instance, they ask you this, what if the person changed, right?
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah. Now, I ask you, like, for instance, as a Christian, in your perspective, what if the person changed and what is the reason that you stay? Is it because of the fact that you don't want to sin against divorce?
Honestly, right, I feel like for like older people, maybe I feel like for our parents' time, right, like religious parents' time, right, it makes a lot of difference to them. But for the younger people, right, I feel like they care a lot about self-happiness. So it's like, I'm very unhappy. I'm almost depression already. So I cannot stay in this relationship anymore. So I'm leaving. So it's like, even if like God wouldn't want me to be in this situation, you know, like they all, like I feel like to the younger people, right, is they won't stay because of that religious covering lah. I feel like,
okay, but let's say you are depressed in the relationship, and you're in a married relationship, right? Then they have to like do you think that they should like just stick it out or what?
Yeah. No, so that's the reason why I said you should never let it reach a point. So that's the reason why the premarital counseling was saying that if your partner changed, right, there is a reason why she changed. Like I recently there was this,
that's a good point.
telling Amanda, correct, that if I become very mean, I become very disconnected, I put in the bare minimum effort in this family, right? There must be a reason why I'm like this. There must be a reason. Maybe I feel a lot of times it's because maybe I feel underappreciated. I feel like especially for a lot of guys don't like to talk about their feelings, because like if like I said, it's a habit. It's like if I talk to you about my feelings, then in the end, if I tell you, then you don't change, then I feel even worse. To guys, it's like if I tell you nothing happens, I feel even worse. Then I become even more unhappy. So I rather don't say anything at all. And then I tahan. Then you tahan on to the point that you reach the depression stage. This depression stage.
Okay.
But for example, I always wonder, right, especially for now, right, like when you're talking about for Paul, right, now he's a single. Do you think it's harder now, right, or easier now when you're easier now than in the past where you have to meet people?
As in life in general, or what?
No, like in a relationship, dating wise. Yeah.
Okay, dating wise.
Yeah, because not everything's online.
I think it's different because last time you got more channels to meet people, like organically, like mutual. Like you can just go to school, then you meet somebody, or like if you go to church, or you go to like certain places. But now it's like you just go to work. Every day is the same people, And then worse is if like your work don't have like new people to meet. That's why people like resort to
online.
Just no harm. Yeah, just search on dating apps. Especially like a lot of doctors, like doctors, like their life revolve around the hospital, and they do a lot of shift work, like 36-hour shift, that kind.
Wow,
so they literally don't have time to go and like meet people. So the only way they do is like, I think online dating, which I agree it's harder. I think it's harder now than when I was younger.
But also, do you find that because you're an introvert, do you stay away from those like dating apps? Because you find that it's very difficult to put your...
Do I stay away from that?
Do you? Do you find it...
I mean, okay, I mean, I am on the apps. I just do like... There's no harm in...
there's no harm.
So I do really put myself out there. Yeah, so after maybe like... I wasn't using in like university or like first year of work. Then it started to dawn on me that it's like, okay, if I'm not going to meet people here, then
you have to meet them some way.
Meet them somewhere. So I just like, I would say like last year, then I really put myself out there more. Yeah, which is actually not too bad, because in like, I'm not bragging like it's like in 6 months I met like a few people like maybe five or six of them. Ooh. Yeah, it's like where you can really see like
hot stuff.
There's like you can really see there are people out there also who are
like you,
willing to open to meet. Yeah, they actually is good. They want to meet people. Yeah.
I have so many friends that they are happily married and they met their partner through dating apps.
It works for some people. Like really, you just find someone you click with, then stay with the person,
Okay.
But it's hard, It's hard because I spoke to some of them. They say like it's not easy because what if you meet someone who's like completely not what you expect, or like someone who is like completely opposite of you, or like you meet the person straight away. First few things that is like red flag already, like puts you off very like completely that kind. Yeah,
I agree.
It all boils down to your personal expectation, I feel.
But okay, let's say if you're like just to round off this whole episode, right, which is quite a fun episode. Definitely interesting to get to dive into our minds more. If you had to end off this episode, what would be like one relationship advice that you would give to people? Like you feel like, it's like the most important relationship advice for you. Maybe there's someone that has gone through a tough relationship, or now that you're in a relationship now, what is like something that you feel that would be important advice?
I think you just don't bottle your feelings. I feel like it's okay to like talk. Like the key is to communicate.
Yeah.
If you don't communicate, how you know how is your partner supposed to expect like know what you're feeling, or like how you are really like your certain views on certain things. So I think communication is like key, very key.
Like don't bottle it. Make sure you express. Like let it be known that your unhappiness.
That you're feeling this way. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Brandon?
So since Paul gives the advice for people who are already in a relationship, I give for me it's like for those like single people, for people who want a relationship.
For me,
I feel like I feel like before you get into a relationship, the main thing is to focus on yourself first. Yeah, like love yourself first, like before you love, if you don't love yourself, how you expect people to love you, And like to make sure that you, like, for example, you like don't bring your past dramas, your past baggages to your next relationship.
I would say the saying is like, love will keep us alive, right? Which is like, that's why people always make a joke of it that love will not be able to sustain a relationship or whatever lah. But love is still very important. Like a lot of times, right, I see relationships, right, that they stay together but without any love lah. Which is very sad to me, because I see maybe older couples or whatever, like there's absence of love in the relationship, but they stay together because of the title that we are married.
Responsibility.
The responsibility or the thing. So I think it's very important for you to express your love to your partner. Like, be if how their love language is, like let's say for instance their quality time, you need to spend time with them, say quality time. Like if their love language is words, you need to go and tell them that you love them. The reason that you got married in the first place is because you love the person. So make sure that in your relationship there is love. Okay. But now one last thing before we end off this episode, right? Do you think the saying "no woman, no cry" is true or not?
No woman, no cry.
Like, in your opinion, do you think that is true? I can say
no. For me,
it's ambiguous.
100% true. Because for me, I value. No, because the thing is, I want family, ma. I love my family. I love kids. It's like if there's no woman, I will have no Bradley. If I have no woman, I have no wife,
So,
no house.
Means you're disagreeing with the saying "no woman, no cry."
Yeah. If no woman cry means you say I don't need a woman, so that's yes for me, Like, But if you say no, then it's like, I want to get married. All this.
Yeah, I disagree. Sorry, I disagree.
Yeah. Paul, what about you?
Okay, as much as I'm like independent and all that, right? I do feel that I think I disagree with the statement also, because like we will meet to like
Procreate.
no, not really procreate. It's like I mean, we're human beings after all, right?
Go
We're
forth and
emotional creatures as
multiply.
well. Yeah. Yeah, if you're emotional creatures as well, so it's like it's good. It's nice to have someone after a long day to like fall back on. You know.
Yeah.
Someone there who always like have your back. So I disagree with the statement.
Yeah. I think if you were to actually write another like part to that statement, right? No woman, no cry. Yeah. But also you have no woman, you also cry. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Either way, you cry when there's bad times and there's good times. So if you want to do it, you might as well be with a partner, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, go through the struggles together. In general.
So the grass is not as green on the other side for you guys.
No cry.
Wait, what do you mean again? No woman, no cry.
Well, I was going to say no woman, no cry.
He's just singing the song.
No, I was just thinking no woman, no cry. I was going to say, but no woman, no joy also. But then,
no money, no honey.
No money, no honey.
Alright, let's close this episode. That was our no woman, no cry episode.
Get out of here!
Oh, look at the time. The coffee shop is closing. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed the episode, please remember, give it a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe. We have episodes that drops every Monday. But also, if you're interested in draft podcasts, we have the SG Draft podcast that drops every Friday. And also, if you're into football, we have the Football Kaki that drops every Wednesday. But remember,
a kopi a day keeps the troubles away.
It's no sacrifice. No sacrifice at all.
Right. Bye, boys. See you.